Hey, welcome to this Last Stand League. Just to start with, for any of you wondering, what is Last Stand and why Last Stand? Well, Last Stand is this beautiful card from Apocalypse. It is the Prismatic command, as I like to call it these days. 5 colors, and it pays you off for having as many land types as possible. So your opponent loses 2 life for each swamp you control. If you have 5 mana and all of them are swamps, they lose 10 life. It deals up to 5 damage, like 1 for each mountain to a creature. You get a supporting for each forest you have. You gain 2 life for each plains you have, and you draw a card and sadly discard a card for each island you have. So this is a card I've been a fan of for 2 decades now. When I first saw it, when Apocalypse came out, I was just amazed by it. I read it and I was like, oh, I want to build this. I so badly want to build this. It's just so provocative. As like build around me. I did build around it back in the day. It was a terrible but hilarious deck that we played at the casual tables, and it was fun. But I haven't played it for like 18, 19 years maybe, this card. Never left my binder, my playset of these, and a real big fan of them. And I always have a brew ready in Legacy to try it once again, but never pull the trigger. So this time, I just want to have fun. Let's try making Last Stand work in 2022 Legacy. So what do we need to do that? A lot of basic land types. So there's 2 ways to approach this. Either we can make sure that we just have a lot of lands that have a lot of types. So this is where the new triomes come in. As cards that, lands you can fetch that have 3 land types, so they count for a lot of different things. As well as just having duels that all count for 2. You can get up to a pretty decent Last Stand that just like drains for 6, gain a bit of life, make some tokens, loot a bit, and stuff like that. But to really get it going, you need 5 color land. Because ideally you want to do like, let's say the end goal is to have it deal 5, gain 5, deal 10, gain 10, make blockers so you survive longer, and have draw cards and discard cards to find the second Last Stand and kill your opponent with the second one. That's the plan. If you really want to make that work, to kill someone with 2 Last Stands, you need 5 color lands. Because you need all the modes to work. Except maybe the mountain part is the least important, but you want all the modes to work. So we get to have land that are each type. Alias Presence is a bad piece of mana fixing that does draw a card. So it works with Yorion, hence these 80 cards here. And it makes the land type have every basic land type. So that's one way to, and you can make one of your lands, especially that means you can run basics and turn the basic into a 5 color land basically. And even more enticing, you can have the card Dryad of Elysian Grove. With having Dryad in play, all of your lands are all of the times, and you get the full drink 10, gain 10, make 10, deal 10, and loot 10. Which is when this is the mother of all commands. I just love when you get it and can do that. So I built this deck to optimize on that scenario, to really optimize Last Stand. So we have Zenith to get the Dryad into play. We have these Nalia's presents. We have a bunch of lands with a lot of land types. And then in order to actually win the game, if we don't find the Last Stands or we don't have the Dryads in play, we have a big Titan to Zenith out, which gets us to the Field of the Dead. And this is basically just a banned Yorion shell as we often see it. Except for, of course, this is 5 color for last stand, and because we get grist, we get some sideboard pyroblast and a single fire ice, because it's also a nostalgic and sweet card for me. I used to play a lot of Canadian Threshold, as it was called, back in the day, back when I got back into Legacy, and Fire Ice was just a 4-off in all my builds. I love stepping down Tarmogoyfs and just getting in for 5. Great times. So that's it. Just there's all the, except for the Dryads, the Last Stands, and the Nalia's Presence, we basically just have a normal deck. Well, maybe we have 2 Triumphs in there, which is maybe a bit more than you'd want, but it's a reasonably normal deck. But then we just get to win if we ever get to go nuts with this one. And the sideboard is just targets for greens and Zenith, including Trender Last Straw, which I love right now. Well, especially in challenges, there's a lot of Jeskai decks, and Tron kind of like doesn't care about their deck. They have a bunch of Planeswalkers, and a bunch of spot removal, and sometimes they have a Supreme Verdict, but if you ever have mana open, they can't verdict it either, and it's a very annoying card for them. I love to get it. Usually in a competitive deck you don't have room for this, but I really want to fit one in, just in case we play against Jeskai and just get to, well, laugh at them while we beat them with Tron. Other than that, pretty normal sideboard. Just some good red cards, good black cards, some stack interaction, and some hateful artifacts. And the Supreme Verdict, which is like also good against the Kappa decks, but also just good against a lot of other decks. Which is also why we have one in the main board. This list probably goes too heavy on 5-color land. Like, we may be able to just make it work with 1 Dryad to Zenith out, and then just have a good non-basic mana base. And at that point you can maybe bring it down to 60 cards. But I really wanted to go for the full 5 colors. Just have 2 Dryads to find that if they kill one you can get the second one. Nalia's Presence to like get Triumphs into play and then turn your basics or duels into 5-color land and really optimize Last Stand. Like I said, the dream is just Last Stand, untap, Last Stand. That's just the plan. And against fair decks it could be pretty good. It's a 5-mana spell, so if there's Thalias and Wastelands, it's going to be rough, but we might get it to work, and we'll probably have a lot of fun along the way. So let's see if we can win one. A little addendum to the intro there. I already played round 1. So I also did it in my last video. Please comment if you disagree with this, but in order to not overdo it with the length of the video, but also just to get a bit of a feel for the deck in one round before heading in, if I'm playing some weird stuff, especially if it's a slower deck, I'm probably just gonna record like 3 or 4 rounds of a league instead of the entire one, and then maybe I do a quick pass of how that round went. In this case, we played round 1 against Naya Zoo, and we should have won. I made 2 horrendous mistakes and got punished for it. Our opponent's Thalias plus Wastelands kept me off of Last Stands in 2 games. I got so close to cast in, and basically when you cast 1 against a deck, the game is over. We did win 1 deck with the Euro just by not having Last Stand and just being a bunt deck with Euro, but that wasn't fun. But we lost 1-2 against Naya Zoo because they just got us off of our Last Stands and we didn't get there. So let's see how the rest of the rounds go. Hey, welcome to round 2. Looks like we're on the draw. Let's reveal our Yorion. Put it over there, and well, we're certainly gonna mulligan this. almost all of our zeniths and no green lands. So we can do better, I hope. Alright, our opponent kept 7, and we'll keep this. The question is what we bottom. I think it's between the swords and the fire ice, but because fire kills early creatures that swords would take out, I think it's fine to keep that, to have something to pitch to foe against other matchups and still keep the Narset. I don't think I want to put away any of the lands here. That would make me very weak to wastelands. So like the matchups where Plow is good, they usually also have wastelands, so I don't really want to play into that. Alright, the Saga could be rough. Grindstone. Since they have the Saga in play, I'm not going to be able to fight them over the Grindstone part of Painter Grindstone. So because of that, I'll just let it resolve. And I'll fight over the Painter. Now, of course, I wish I would have kept the Sword Explosives, but looks opal, alright. They certainly have their mana. I think they could have sequenced it the other way around. That would have been better. Play the opal before I can see that you don't have an ancient tomb to activate the Saga or the artifact to make the opal live. Dryad. I'll play the Savannah. So this is a 3/4/4 already? Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Most likely just gonna tap that pre-combat to save some life. Let's see what you get. Probably something good against me. Even just a retrofitter foundry will be very rough, so don't really have a good game plan here. Time to look at the sideboard. Alright. Just something that draws a card. Second Saga. It's pretty good. I'll ice the token. Well, it's a plan. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan, I guess. So I could NOS it here, but I think just go in Dryad and guess I'll ponder. I don't mind pitching Narset to Force of Will here, so I'll ponder. I was trying to find a land. Is 2 Swords of Plowshares better? So that means I can kill both the construct tokens, but they are going to get more. I guess I have to get through those anyway. The problem is that I would really like to fire off the last stand. I think my best way to win here is just cast 2 last stands for 10 life. So I'm gonna... Well, there's the second one. So I need them to not combo me, and then I can hopefully take 2 hits. Well, I can have jumps for the second one. Basically just need a land, and for my Dryad to live, then I think we can win. Well, there is annoying, but we can kill that with the last stand if we get there. Definitely can't block. Now it's just land or bust, I guess. Not a land. Alright, we can make 2 lanterns this turn, but let's see. If I make a Dried Arbor, they're gonna attack with at least 3 7/7s next turn, and maybe bigger. There's no way I draw 2 cards here right now. So draw the Dried Arbor, block a construct token with that. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the Ponder. That can find me a Swords Explosion maybe, which would be better than just a blocker. Ending. Yeah, I think that's gotta be it. Then have the Rainforest for next turn. I should have rejected Matt. Maybe I can get away with killing the Welder here. But it's just too dangerous that they're gonna make them into 8/8s. I'm gonna have to jump anyway, aren't I? Yeah, I really need to hit 2 things there. I can still last stand. It's gonna be far from as good as with the Dried Arbor in play, but maybe the back-to-back last stands can do something. Yeah, that's lethal. Alright. We really need the land drop there. I think if we hit the land drop there, we drain them for 10, gain 10 life, kill one of their creatures, get to sculpt their hand, and have 5 blockers. I think if we hit it there, we just win. With Force of Will for the combo. But we did not. So, Energy Flux Seeds of Innocence for sure, Force of Vigor. Could see a Plague Engineer. Hydroblast is, I think, playable enough. Rushdown can be fun, but it's not too great. So I'm kind of expecting them to bring in some Blood Moon effects, since most of these lists do run that. Which would mean that, like, the Primeval Titan Field of the Dead plan isn't that great. I sort of don't really need to go that over the top of them, so I think I can trim it on Euro. Endurance is fine against the Welders, but it's not great. Dispute can be good. I don't think I like Fire Eyes here necessarily. So it's like the Verdict, Endurance, and maybe the second Force of Negation. I think Force of Negation is better than Dispute, despite discountering creatures. Maybe just get the Verdict in there over our Swords of Plowshares, because it's important to be able to reset the board. And do I want a third Endurance? Is there anything worse? I don't think Narset is great, so maybe I'll just do it like this. Or just have the Swords of Plowshares in there. I'll try it like this. It's definitely probably not optimal, but let's reveal that we have that. And I have 2 removal spells, 2 cantrips. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not in love with it, but the Dried Arbor is just very bad to have in hand. And I would love to fetch it to rare, but I think I'm just gonna respect the Blood Moon and get an island. Ooh, that's definitely not what I was looking for. Alright, got our white sauce. I mean, we're still weak to Blood Moon, but not as weak. Yeah, we can plow that. I think if I don't find another blue spell, I'm going to keep the Plunder in hand for now. Seeds is a good card, potentially. Yeah, now that I've drawn the seeds, I am going to dig for the second green. Ooh. This is a second green, but like in 2 turns from now. And then in 3 turns I get 2 seeds. So the next turn is 76 dry dauber, then turn after that use dry dauber to put it on the island, and then the turn after that we get to blow stuff up. So I think that's too slow. This is at least like 1 turn faster. We don't have the blue card for the force now, but let's hope we don't get punished. But will definitely be annoying. Alright, there's the painter. Blue. That's interesting. So they gotta have the pyroblast here. I won't be able to force negation on this turn. I do really want to get the dry dauber into play, so what I think I'm gonna do is just prismatic ending here and try to force the grindstone. It seems like they didn't have the pyroblast. They were just F6'd from what I can tell. Alright, second painter. Okay, so maybe they just didn't care. Engineer is certainly good here. So grindstone is 3 to activate. Just thinking if the energy flux is going to be good enough. Good Seeds of Innocence here. Just get rid of this artifact and they need the other artifact in 2 turns to get everything back. Or I could energy flux here. And in that turn they're going to keep pay 2 per painter and 1 and an artifact to get this back. And then they need a second tomb or an LED, which I can counter, but a second tomb would kill me if I go for the energy flux. So I think I'm just going to go for a very low impact Seeds of Innocence. Half of a basic, I think. It mostly just buys me some time to find an answer to the Goblin Engineer. I think the other thing I could have done is just play the Brainstorm first to see if I find a removal for the Painter or for the Engineer. But I'd hate to be to need to use. Yeah, well, maybe I had a fetch land and that was just better. I'm not sure. So grindstone, that gives them 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to get back, so they could combo with that. So I guess I'll need to do this. If they pay 1 for Pyroblast, they miss 1 mana to kill me right now. Bit awkward that I have to force there while I have the grindstone in their graveyard. Another painter, alright. So that's the 3rd one. Swords is definitely good here. So I'll have to wait until they get back the grindstone. And just pass for now, or do I get the Yorion into my hand? think I'll get the Yorion in hand. Just have to hope that the swords is good here. Wait. So they get the grindstone now, they activate it, and I guess I'm dead unless I brainstorm into green card and force of vigor. Now let's see. So they have grindstone in play. They have 3 mana to activate it. If I then plow the painter, they sacrifice grindstone to get the other painter back. Yeah, I think I have to try and hit force of vigor. I did not. All right, that was a quick one. let's try if we can do that a bit better next round. All right, let's see if we can improve on that. Greetings, Haimu, or whatever it is. No green sauce. No, I think I've got to milligan this. There should be enough green sauces in the deck, but they've not been showing up, so. Well, at least it's a green sauce and blue for the ponder. I'll keep this and get rid of the last 10. Yeah, that land in Legacy. It's gonna be a rough one here. It's a very interesting looking swamp. And I think I'll have to force this. Especially since I'm so slow getting online myself. That like almost helps. I needed a second land anyway, so I'm glad I have an untapped second land. Yes, and they'll be finding some ways. Bloodstone Mire into hand, right? And nothing of consequence in the graveyard. I'll just presence here. Get a lot of color and lands. Right, Night of Autumn, probably not getting a target. Oh, there's a chance they're playing out an altar without killing me. Alright, there's an Hogak coming into play. Pretty good. Bringing a Gravecrawler alongside it. Land. Another land. I think I have enough bad cards that I just have to start with a brainstorm here. Get rid of the knight and probably just a force of will. I don't think I have the time to mess around with that. I don't really want to source process the Hogak, but I don't think I have an option here. What I will do is just cast a ponder. So I don't need the red in the main deck necessarily, but I have all my other colors. I do only have 1 white at the moment, but I don't need 2, except for the one-off verdict. Yeah, let's worry about splash colors later and just get the Tundra out there. Wrist is good at not dying to just random beats. Now we have Ponder and Ice Fang. I think this is good enough to keep. And this also means that we all have a green card in our hand, and I think I'd rather pitch that Quaddle if necessary. Just in case to play some weird sacrifice stuff, I think I want to plow now. Alright, there's the mire we knew about. Taking some damage here. Now I think I'll just grist and keep up the endurance and just try to stabilize with this. So the black, green one. And just mill over our top card. Trying to get ourselves into some lines. Keep fetch. Alright. Actually not sure what the red cards they have necessarily are. I've seen looting lists, but also just lists that just have lightning bolt and power blast or the bombardment itself. I'd be surprised if they didn't attack with the supplier. I think they want it. I'll block the wayfinder anyway. I'll just keep plussing the grist. Moving over another presence. I'll just keep the endurance up, I guess. Could be nice to draw a card there, but I don't think I need to endurance here preemptively. I think they have enough. If they Hogak here, I'm fine with that. Supplier, alright. Bridge and Vengevine. Alright, so I have to play a second creature. Ooh, a Cobble Therapy. I think I just want to endurance here. There's a good chance that they just name that because it's the best card here. I don't really want them to get the Vengevine back. And tokens from the bridge. So. It does mean they get the cards from the supplier in their graveyard, and maybe they can refuel with that pretty well, but yeah. A new Vengevine, a Hogak, and a Fatal's Looting. Well, definitely got punished for the endurance. I mean, those are just 3 action cards that they found. Yeah, getting rid of the verdict makes sense. So they're missing 2 cards, I guess, for Hogak, but if they're looting here, they have enough cards. This plan, yeah. Right, fetch land so they can keep the Vengevine in there. Pretty good. So now the question becomes like, do I trade my endurance or do I just jump? I think I jump here. And I'm planning to just bounce the Hogak. Keep hitting over the presences, which is fine. Don't really have a specific use for them. Let's keep the 5-color land untapped. And just get rid of the Hogak for now. Right, refilling the graveyard. No lands, but they did find an anger and a looting. Those are not bad hits. A hasty Hogak is definitely painful here. And a Butler. Finding another, I think. So I expect him to kill my Grist here with the Hogak. And send a Vengevine. Yeah, probably at me. So they get one creature from their graveyard back if this dies. So you may exile it. Alright. Let them figure out where everything goes. So, okay, Butler there, Hogak there. Okay, so Teferi is definitely dead. My Planeswalkers are definitely dead, but so I just get to make the blocks that are best for my board state. I think I want one of my creatures to die. I'm fine turning the Butler into a zombie. Since they don't have anything to get back with it. They could return a grave card, I guess. Yeah, this is going to be a really tough one to come back from. Green. See what the top of our deck has for us. Not much. Alright. So I'm going to take 8 from that. Oh, I should have definitely played the Floater Strand to give this that touch. Oh wait, no, there's no snow covered. So we're going to take 8 for that. So definitely need more blockers to survive. So if I block like this, that will be 14. This, or do I want to get the Vengevine out of play this turn? No, I guess this is fine. Well, as fine as it can be with this game state, but not finding the lands I need. I'll return this now. And I guess I'm just dead. They attack with everything. Yeah. I was already dead anyway, so. Another endurance. I guess Supreme Verdict is good enough to stabilize for a bit. And let's get the surgicals in there as well. Plague Engineer on Zombie can be good enough. And what are the cards I don't want? I think I want to keep the Primeval Titan field plan in this matchup since, well, I need to be able to fight their grind. I don't think Narset is especially great. Don't think I want a mystical dispute. Dress down can be nice. Yeah, I think the other cut would be forces, but I think I'd rather have those. Well, maybe force of negation is worse. Hydroblast doesn't really do what I want. So I think it's dress down versus force of negation. I don't think there's other stuff that I don't want. I think the fairy just bouncing one of their bigger creatures once is fine. Snapcaster is just not a removal spell. I have to try and keep pace with them. And hope I get to my late game, which should be stronger. I'll keep this. It's not great, but we have plow, mana fixing, and cantrip, and then plow, snap plow. And snap plow, not double plow again. That's not how it works, but. Yeah, and at the game one, a couple of the flips they had really, I got rid of their graveyard twice with my endurances, and each time they flipped once and immediately got back into doing stuff. And, well, you really need to have some of that inconsistency from the deck show itself if you want to win such games. So. Did not work this time. Gravecrawler. Alright, not the most scary card. That being said, because I have the Snapcaster Mage, I'm gonna attempt next turn. I'll just get rid of it. Alright, let's presence on the forest. More land is certainly not what we were hoping to see. Could really use a brainstorm right now. Butler. Got himself a Hogak and got rid of one of the altars. I don't really want to bounce that Butler. But playing Teferi and doing nothing also doesn't seem great. I'll just pass. Maybe I should play the different land since the chance that I crack it here for source process is very high. Yeah. Oh, no. Not playing up to the mod today, I can tell you that much. And yesterday, for that matter. Got crushed in the challenge. Altar. I think that's a good enough reason to get rid of that Butler. I'll get a... I was going to say bio, but I have that in my hands. Come back here, graveyard, all over the place. Right. And that resolves, and I hope they don't have a good follow-up like that one. Yeah. Therapy, Gravecaller, no bridges. So could Teferi and bounce like the altar? I'll do it like this. If I find the brainstorm, I still have a fetch open. Zenith. Don't think I have a great use for that right now. Let's just hope they don't go infinite with altar. There's a good chance they do. They get like 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 mils to find like a bridge. Get therapy first to make sure that the coast is clear. Endurance. I'll just have 6 and see how dead I am. So I guess that's, yeah. So it is risky to go for it here. If they whiff and I just get to untap an endurance to graveyard, it's pretty bad. They're far enough ahead that they can probably just pass a turn. But like I said, I think it's very likely that they just get there with by sacking Hogak, or if they want to be safe, they can start with Supplier. Second Hogak, Avenger finds some lootings. Alright. Not yet. So now if they sex teacher supplier, they need to hit like a creature that comes into play or 2 bridges. They did find a therapy though, so they can get rid of my Zenith now. So they can discard my Zenith and just see what they hit of it. Okay, they didn't. Ooh, a last stand. So I could try and dare them to kill me. Just last stand them, see if they can kill me from 30. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 from 27. But I think I need to wait a turn on that. And the question is, do I kill the Altar of Dementia or do I remove their graveyard? They have 2 Hogaks and a Vengevine in there. I think the correct play is to hit their graveyard. I could also Knight of Autumn their Altar of Dementia, but I don't think that gets me there. They must have a good plan for this, since they know I'm perfectly capable of doing this. Maybe it's just they have another Hogak in hand and just can just try again. Maybe that's the plan. No, there's no reason to attack here. I think they can, if they want, they can still sector Grave Crawler. To the lands, alright. Bridge and Anger. Alright, that's a little scarier than the 2 lands they hit the first time. Okay, they got a surgical but no second bridge. And nothing else. Let's fetch for a Triome. Let's see. I think this one. So red. Yeah, doesn't matter. I think we should kill our own Snapcaster Mage. Black, blue, green, white, red. And we only have 4 islands, but we get to try and find the second one here. No, we didn't, but that's not bad. I'll get rid of the Dried Arbor. And is it the Fairy then? No, back to the graveyard. I'll just pass the turn. Looting. Three, 4, 6. Definitely not at get Yorion and cast it yet. I think you just have to get rid of the altar. Or play a second last stand. Let's see. If I attack with everything, they're gonna block 1, 2, 3. They go to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they go to 1. And I don't have enough mana to get something else first. So what's better here? Just blow up the altar. I'm not going to die from their attack, so I can just start by attacking, I think, and see what they do. So now they take 5 or 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 swamps. So that should be enough. White, black, blue, green, red. Did we get there? Alright. Vengevine and dead. And I'll have to discard some cards. Of course, keeping the next last stand. The plan worked. Last stand into last stand. Do we need more answers to the artifact, since currently we haven't seen it for night? And we have to 4 endings. So I guess we have enough. We also have all our forces in to counter it. Yeah, I'm just going to submit it like this again. But we did get to do the thing. Alright, surgical force of will, mana fixing cantrips. Keep. Also keep 7 again. Don't think that's worth countering. Ooh, double Vengevine. Pretty good. I'll just get my heat out and pass. Do get a Bayou here to save their life. I think that's fine since I'm gonna presence next turn anyway, like almost 100%. Bayou. Their hand is Supplier Butler land. Let's get that one. Let's get the ones in their graveyard. Let's make that screenshot actually useful. Like that. And okay. So now do I counter the Stitcher Supplier? Their hand is 2 other enablers. They have another supplier and a butler. Yeah, I think I do. Second Gravecrawler. Pretty good. Yeah, let's just get these out there. Might want to hold on the second one for Vengevine purposes, but I mean endurance. Though I can hardcast endurance pretty soon anyway, which I'm definitely gonna need since I need something that just blocks. Yeah. There's a bridge. And the Gravecrawler. This definitely looks like I'm just gonna lose 2 attacks kind of game. Ooh, another Force Will doesn't help there. Plague Engineer. Well, that might help. So Plague Engineer on zombie wipes their board, but they'll get a bunch of zombies back. So what I want to do is fetch a Dryad Arbor. Don't shuffle, play a green fetch and pass. I hope they don't do too much nutty stuff here. They're gonna get 1/2/2 zombie that'll survive the Plague Engineer. I'll block a Gravecrawler. Just really want to get rid of their bridge here. So the question is, do I force the Faithless Looting now? Oh, they can play something else first. Yeah, that's fine. Butler. I think I counter that now. Zombie. They find a new bridge and a therapy. Alright. This is a good mill 6. Does a very good grave toll impression and makes 2/2. Oh, 1/1. Ooh, there's Hogak. 1 Hogak. Second bridge. Cold therapy. Looks very scary. Yeah, that's what they call an engine. Yeah, them hitting 2 more bridges is pretty rough here. Such explosions. And they have 1 more, right? No. Oh yeah, they do. Supreme Verdict would be nice. Clearing their bridges and the board, mostly. I'm guessing it's gonna call presence here. Since that is my cantrip, and I do have both my verdicts in here. Dryad. Yeah, I guess I'll just play it. Don't think that's this is gonna win me the game, but the Hogak is gonna trample over for too many. Well, at least if that means my Dryad dies. Then top decking Supreme Verdict might actually be good. This just means I'm dead, right? No, misclick there, but yeah, I'm dead. Alright. Did not get there. Hey, welcome to the 4th round. Against Zanor 19 will be on the play this time. Showing off our beautiful companion. I'm gonna keep it. It's bad. I'm gonna keep it. Probably gonna end up after brainstorming on turn 1. Yeah. I was thinking I could brainstorm immediately, but to play around days and stuff like that. But I think it's fine. Even if they daze the first one, I still have the second one. So. I'd actually be happy if they do that. Right, but I went to 6, and that's Buster. No wastelands, please. Also, we need some help. That's what we get for playing this deck. Zanor into tanking mode. I'm starting to feel a bit of Reanimator vibes in. Let's see what they got for us. Oh, not remotely close. So, see how long they thought about the Flooded Strand. They could have a Wasteland. Or they worried about, Stifle from Tundra is very unlikely. I wonder. If there's still some kind of combo deck or just a really hard choice whether to go for some turn 1 play. Like I said, Ord was Wasteland versus making mana, but I think if you then decide that you're not going for Wasteland, then you immediately make your other best turn 1 play. So I don't think that's what we're dealing with here? Rites of Flame. So it is indeed a combo deck. Rite of Flame, and make a bunch of goblins. Let's brainstorm it. So we have a Force of Will. I think we'll have to use that. Definitely the Primeval Titans card we're going to get rid of. I'll put a Brainstorm on top just in case they... do something? Yeah. I think I just have to Force a Will here. And they could have second Burning Wish and more stuff and more mana. And a lot of things could go wrong here, but I don't think I can let them resolve that Burning Wish. Even just Spirit Guide into the Galvanic Relay would be very annoying. So. Sorry for that noise, by the way. There's a hydration system going off. Well, do they have the goblins just in hand? No. It's a gamble for Echo. No, not for Echo. Oh, it is a gamble for Echo, but for turn 2 after they draw a land Echo. Think that if they get to Echo, the best thing I can do is just get my mana working, which probably means buy you? No. Yeah, why not? Gonna target that one anyway. No land. Ponder, alright. That at least makes it unlikely that they get there this turn unless they find a LED, but at least then they won't have an additional resource in play like they would have with a land here. Alright, so they're set for next turn. Endurance. Right. Well, if I miss some other stuff, I can ending their petal. So I'm definitely going to keep a land. So I do shuffle first, right? Each player shuffles, yeah. Let's do it like this. It's not really that productive to just blow up a Lotus Petal. But I kind of want to at least play more lands before they echo. Now they get to echo with some mana in the pool. Dispute could be good. Would have been better, like, before the last spell. So would Endurance have been. Yeah, chance works. Do your worst. Triple lead. Wow. And echo now? Jeez. Or no, that's just a kill. Yeah. This wasn't the worst. Right, tendrils. So I didn't see any black or green land, but so yeah. Anyway, Force, Flister, Hydroblast for sure, Supreme Verdict just in case. Goosey Seeds to blow up some of their artifacts if they pass. Engineer is another answer to Goblins. And we're going to consider Surgical. And an additional threat and Endurance. This is too slow. I don't need these. I still have ending for some random stuff. Don't think. Dress down is blue, but other than that, it's not too great. Going down to 1. Oh, Arrow is better than dress down, I guess. Don't need Grist. I don't think Teferi is all that good. And then one more cut. It's probably just one of the Zeniths. Maybe Zenith is just worse than some of these other cards. Maybe even then Force of Vigor. And then there's Pyroblast for the Echoes if I want that. I'm not sure I want the Surgicals, by the way. I mean, I got an opportunity that game, but it was a very weird game. I'll have one more Zenith over one of the endings, I think. Yeah, maybe that was wrong. Alright. Look at my glorious Yorion. I have cantrips and a Force of Will. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not happy with it. And despite me not having any other green, I am gonna start with Tundra. Just looking to brainstorm and ponder away the dry double. Oh, sorry. Come on, opponent. Show me how dead I am. Or not, or just mulligan into oblivion. That's also fine for me. A fair game where we both do our thing. I'm not sure that's in the cards. That'll probably mean I lose. By the way, I just threw this deck together. I have no clue why there's no Collector Roof in my sideboard. That should definitely be there. Like, I have an Energy Flux there, which is also not the artifact card, but that should have been just, at least that one should have been the oof. But probably something else as well. Yeah. Not having it is definitely an oof moment. Pun intended, of course. That's what I get from just throwing together some cards to make Last Stand more a thing, I guess. Alright, pass the turn. I'll bring some here. Alright, found a fetch. I don't want the Dry Double. Or the Zenith, I think. No, it's fine like this. And I'll pass. I could ponder there, but I'd just rather keep that for next turn. I just hope they don't start their turn on an orange chant, because that would spell misery. There's land, chant, and do their thing. It would definitely be what kills me. So I'd love to fight over their cantrips here, but not with my only force of will. Let's get rid of that stuff. Might just get the snow covered forest. Nah. Blue. So definitely something green. I should have fetched end of turn. Bye. If I play the Savannah, I have Endurance up. If I play the Tundra, I have Brainstorms, Snapcaster Brainstorm up. I think I'm gonna ponder and then just ice them in their upkeep. Or not, of course. So I could keep up a Hydroblast. And next turn, I don't have red mana for Pyroblast. Still not gonna shuffle. Yeah, the Pyroblast is a bit awkward here. I think I should have fetched end of turn and then. No, I don't have a green. I don't have a green red land. That's like the combination I don't have. Now I'm definitely gonna force will the orange chant. Like, I don't want to. But what's this? Mentor. You know what? Because I have the endurance, I could just let this resolve. I still have endings in my deck. And Supreme Verdicts. Yeah. That's fine. I think. Maybe it's not fine. Maybe they're just gonna load. And I'm just gonna play all the artifacts now and I'm just dead. Yeah, that may have been a mistake. Also, I'm getting super punished for not having red here. Just gonna pass. Yeah. Gonna need to try and beat that. I can't do that if they just draw all the cards. It was a mistake. It's not that I hate countering brainstorms, but it's more that I was forced to do now. So. So I think there's a good chance they're just doing this to try and kill me with the mentor plan. So I'm just gonna let it happen. And a gamble. Alright. Definitely gonna counter that gamble. Which means I can Snapcaster Brainstorm now, which was definitely my plan. So that's an attack for 13. I know the top card of my library, right? Yeah. It was the other red card. So if they draw a land... Oh yeah, I should definitely play this. If they draw a land, this is like Snapcaster blocks 1. It's still dead. Blue. Color. Brainstorm. Alright. And find a white land and source plowshares. Oh, I got my red mana. Yeah, GG's opponent. Welcome to the last round against Tuxurus? Tuxurus, or something like that. Let's reveal our beautiful noodle. Ooh, they also revealed their noodle. Alright then. Let's not keep a 0-lander. Let's keep a 1-lander. With the Zenith. I'll get rid of the ferry. Okay, let's just hope they don't find any wastelands. Yeah. We find all the lands, of course, so we can blow that fire up with our knight and then do some grusting. Land. My deck does not understand me. That is not a land deck. Arborea. Watch them go. Sorts of plowshares, wasteland go. I'm gonna be dead. Bring it, bring it, bring it on. Good. No. I say no. I said no. No. They're not listening to me. Line? Okay. Can I afford to get a basic here? Yeah, I only have 3 drops anyway. I think I have to. Since I have to find more land anyway, and that can provide me my colors, but at least I can cast more cantrips off of this one then. Mama. I have protected my friends. Well, I'm definitely not shuffling this. The question is only like, I want to cast this next turn. That means I'm not drawing one of these lands. And I think that's just worse than drawing the lands. So I'm not casting that next turn. Mother of Runes. Second vial. Uh-oh. Please don't be no first mystic. It wasn't. Okay, good. Greedy attacks. No, no greedy attacks. Strand, go. Strand, go. Sadly, I won't be able to cast my Knight or my Grist next turn. But I don't think I could shuffle away the Volcanic either, so. It's just going to be a Dryad, which is probably going to get blown up by something. Taking the damage. Oh, wait, no. Crap. I forgot to fetch. But that's fine, of course. Savannah. I could presence here instead. That also gets removed by a bunch of stuff. But these draws a card. And it's also 3 mana, so at least I'm spending all my mana. Presents, give me a land. Not too great against that mana. It's something. It's gonna get eaten. Yeah. We're drawing close into, okay, we need a white land and we need a Supreme Verdict. Part of the game. See if we can do that. Always yield. Take 4, F6 plus the Vitalia. Oh, I killed a man. Oh, this is the only one I can cast, so let's cast that one. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. also known as Source Eater. Oh, no. Is it soon to be Spirit? No. Okay. What you got? Yeah, that works. I'm fine with that. That at least doesn't add a body to the board. More F16s. I think this matchup is probably fine with like all the big things I have going on. But I do need to get my mana under me. Alright. Maybe we can get away with one here. We're a bit lucky from now on. But we do need like something now. It probably starts with a land. Watch me draw fuel to that. No. So I can't play the grist still. So is it just a second Dryad? Or is it Night Gain 4? No. It's the second Dryad, I think. I just need something that can block and make them use their mother. Yeah, maybe it was the endurance because of that. First F5 again. I so often put stops on stuff and then later just randomly press F5 because I think I messed something up. Intervile on 5. That's an issue. Guess we're closing in on no, we can't even find a Spring Verdict due to the Talia. At least we get to plow something if they attack here. I'm kind of surprised they got the hit. Oh, they had card in hand. Oh, maybe the other card is already the color. Let's block something they definitely need to save. Right, more lands. Oh, it's a land. Let's see. I think it starts by just getting rid of some other runes, else there's no blocking. The problem with that is that the Cobra is just gonna kill me. So what can I do about that? Gain 4, I guess. So draw the mother, play a knight, gain 4. Hope to draw something good. Is it better than Grist? I think it is, right? Yeah. Grist doesn't make me survive it. I could play Grist and then try to blow up the Stoneforge Mystic by sacrificing this, but then I'm dead, so. Green, white. Gain 4 life. That gives me another turn to do something, I guess. To find a removal spell for the gem. If I just don't have anything else except for the Caldra. We find a removal spell for it. Then we might get there. Yep. Yeah, no lots. Come on, deck. Ooh. Oh, they don't have Flicker Wisp. They do still have the Talia boss. Okay, Malignant Narset is not the worst. Okay. We need them to have nothing. Then, in our turn, we need to sacrifice an insect to blow up Talia after we top deck our last stand. And if we get off that last stand without them doing anything, maybe. The biggest problem is just, even if they draw land, they get Yorion, file in Yorion, reset the Caldra, and that gives us a turn, I guess. Like the most likely thing to happen. And then we still need to draw the last stand. But if I do get there, I mean, drain 10, yeah, gain 10, lose 10. Wisp, I guess targeting Caldra. They don't have lethal, right? Very good on blocker. No. They need more for that. If they target something else, that's fine with me. Oh, they fear the Grist, I guess. There's like, if I draw land, the Caldra's gonna reset anyway. Right, mother. He just gives me a non-green blocker, but not a flying one, sadly. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now the last tent deck isn't good since Talia is in the way now. The fairy. Yeah, I guess I'll have to use that on something. I really don't want to hit a Flicker Whisper with it, but maybe that's the play still. Or just hit the mother and hope to draw land. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the fetch land open. White, blue, colors. Oh yeah, it's one more. Yeah, so the plan of finding endurance doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bounce 1. Yeah. It doesn't help now. It does give me an arrow next turn to get some time, hopefully. Yeah, that doesn't really give me time. Ooh, they found their Yorion. They're gonna do it now. Alright. I think that's good for me. I think they should have attacked first. Or maybe they're just not gonna hit the Flicker Wisp, maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the Flicker Wisp there. Alright, taking the fairy. That's good for me. Makes the life buffer from an arrow a bit better. Not that I'm not dead, but they got rid of my Dryad. Still can't really fetch. Want to. So, arrow into a Sword Explosion is the plan now? I guess. Because I can stop the cover damage for a turn with the illusions. I'll concede. Right, second verdict. Maybe seeds. Maybe Force of Vigor. Maybe Endurance. Definitely Plague Engineer. Yeah, these are coming into. I have enough bad cards to bring out. So the next couple of cards are like Seeds and Trun. Do I have anything that's worse than that? Maybe Narset. Maybe Force. Yeah, let's do it like that. Narset is fine, it digs for a bit. Basically a very expensive cantrip. Yeah, Force of Will is probably better. Probably. Maybe not. So they haven't seen Last Stand yet, so I can still surprise them with that. I hope. Yeah, so my current sideboard is just a bunch of cards I don't want against them, right? So it's my main board. But that's fine. So we need to get our mana online. And then start casting big stuff. Yeah, let's keep this. This is a lot more proactive than last games. Turn one Zenith for Dried Arba, then play one of the 3 drops and go from there. It's a shame it doesn't fetch like white basic. But and then they could waste let me off of blue anyways. Wouldn't be perfect either in either case. Like last game, they had Sorcerer Plowshare's Wasteland for my Tropical and my Dried Armor, but then they weren't playing, they already had an Etherfile in play. Now that's gonna be a lot harder. I mean, it's still fine if they like turn 1 Etherfile, turn 2, blow up a land and Dried Armor, but at least I get to play a 3-drop then, before anything else happens. And I could even force something. No play. No play. Ooh, Plague Engineer. Nice. Still gonna go for a Tundra here. I think the other option would be like a Bayou or Savannah. Maybe it's a Savannah. No. Don't really have something to do with the white without the blue. Yeah, it's just a Tundra. Is it the Euro then? No, it's the Dryad. I think. Green, blue, green. Land, please. Good. Good boy. Some 15 color land. I need my black, so it's going to be the Zygote Triome. And I'll just Plague Engineer here. Ooh. They have 6th. That's rough. That's not how you want this to go. Ganjo. And the Spirit. I'm guessing that's not a human. Yeah, I'll force that. Since I want to get my Euro going anyway. Alright. Line sash. Yeah, that works. Let's get a volcanic into play. Oh, I still need one more. Right. Let's just go for a Triome. Green, blue, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can just Carcass it, of course, but that's more value to me. I love value. Yeah, let's put it into play. I guess if I didn't get a tapped land, I could have gotten Yorion into my hand. Yeah, that was not ideal. Of course, I didn't know if I was going to take a land, but yeah. All right. Okay, that's fine. I think it would have been better to just flicker the Stoneforge. Ooh, now I even get to kill the Lion Sash before they remove it. Ouch. I'll start with a Brainstorm anyway. So I have cards that would be even better. So 2 for the Sash, and then Do I zenith for something? Or do I just keep the heat? No, I think I keep the zenith. I definitely want to get rid of that, just because I don't want to deal with it. I could just get another dryad. For my other options, grist, blow up your flicker wisp. Goes to 1 if I do that. So then if they kill a plague engineer, they just get to kill it. I'll just get an ice fang for value. I like my value. And I'll play that. Seven, 8. Okay, we've got their Yorion. I don't know the top cards, so just leave my land as is. Another one of those. Yeah, I guess I'll just Yorion here. Bayou, I think. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For spirit, so I can draw a card. All right, we're getting somewhere. Between the Euro, just some bodies and a brainstorm to find more stuff. I'm feeling pretty confident here. Just have to watch my time. I want to win game 3. Alright, get rid of the Yorion. Definitely just blocking here. I'll just start with a brainstorm from Tundra. Maybe that's a bit too much endurance. I want to shuffle my library, but I also want the Euro. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can get a 2-drop. I don't think I have a second Ice Fang in my list. No, I don't. Could get a Primeval Titan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, seems pretty good. It's prime time. Yes, let's use that ability. Let's get a field and a fetchland. Right, they've seen enough. Just the same. Right. Do you want to change anything based on what we've seen? I don't think so. Do you want to turn out or something like a force? No, it's fine, I guess. Okay. So, what's left to do now is to last stand this opponent, which means I need to get my mana working, which might not be the case, but yeah, let's keep this. It has an ending or plow for their turn 1 play, and if they don't have one, I get to Zenith. Seems good enough. And let's just hope I don't get wastelanded into oblivion. I'll accept getting ported into somewhere between here and oblivion. Ooh, basic forest. Yeah, I'll get it out there, and I'll still Zenith for its right armor. The most important part is definitely just getting mana out there. Part 2 is dealing with their stuff. Right. There goes the neighborhood. Let's see what they get. The Lion Sash or the Cauldron. I think I'm going to plow it either way, but now I'm going to plow it for sure. So I could get a basic here, but I think I'd rather keep that shuffle for now and put the presence on the forest. Just get rid of that. Messing with my manas. I could just ponder and keep up endurance here, or I could arrow and set up to arrow again next turn. Another Tundra. I think I'll just do it like this. Field's a Zenith Ponder. Don't care about the Ponder, because if they wasteland me, it's kind of bad. And it's not green mana. So I think I'm gonna, blue mana I mean. So I think I'm gonna shuffle it. Yeah. Yeah, pretty glad I didn't force the first one. And I'm glad that happened. I won't be putting in any graveyards back. Fun scooped, I guess, because of their clock. They only have 4 minutes left. So. Yeah, we didn't get the ending 0 either. Well, we got a win. League salvaged, I guess. A nice 1-4. Oh, at least we got to win one round on the last stands. I knew it wasn't me like before I went in. I think we got lucky here and there. Round 1 we actually lost to Nayazu on like 2 play mistakes that really punished, because really punished by what they had. One game I was really going for the last stand, where I could also just have topped an euro and went for that, and then I overlooked that they had a Thalia and well, I knew they had a Thalia, but I didn't account for them having a Wasteland. So their Wasteland plus Thalia meant that I couldn't last stand, and I just passed the turn without doing anything because of that. And there were a couple of other small details, and then a couple of times that's like a right draw, or just finding a land would have won the game, or a game that went quite long and I just didn't find any of my top ends, stuff like that. Wasn't perfect, but it was fun. So thank you for watching, and then I'll catch you folks later.